Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Today, it's getting hot in here. Wendy's breaking down the biggest stories of the week with her Hot Talk panel. And Mary J. Blige returns with another special performance from her new chart-topping album. Plus, all of today's juiciest hot topics. Now, here's Wendy.
Let's get started. It's time for... You know it! Thank you. Happy Friday. Well, it's Friday, and today is our final day of our holiday gift grab under the Wendy tree. You'll all be going home with something really funky fresh. And tonight is the Wendy Show Christmas party. Well, you're cheering, but it's only for staff. We don't even do plus ones. On account of what happens with the staff stays with the staff, right? So let's talk about Jersey. Well, Teresa in Jersey at the Housewives got an early Christmas surprise. It's not good, you all. But she made her bed. Now we're talking about it. They're cruel. Look, come over here. Let me tell you something. This is disgusting. The feds raided Teresa's home with the warrant. Now, first of all, when your doorbell rings, don't you look out of a secretive window someplace? And we've talked about this before. Like, even if you have the peephole, you know how sometimes you hear the thumping of your feet going to the front door? So if the doorbell rings and you're not expecting it, you tiptoe real light. So she goes to the front door and answers. Less than smart. It's the feds. They've got a warrant, so she can't tell them they can't come in. Apparently, she failed to set up payment plan for the money that she owes, because you know she owes a lot of money, and they've been telling her about this. And instead of her following through and setting up this payment plan, I guess she ignored it. Like a lot of people, look, she's not the only one. There are a lot of people around the world who ignore bills. You know, when the envelope is bright, clap if you ignore bills. Well, I appreciate your honesty, but you know, when they first send you a bill, the envelope is white. By the time they get pissed, it's bright yellow. And then it turns to bright red. Do you still ignore the bright red? Clap. Clap if you ignore the bright red. All right, there are a few of you that could be in jail then, like Teresa's going. I suggest you go home and focus. So in the meantime, the feds went in the house. There was nothing she could do. She couldn't tell them, well, you can't come in, you don't have a warrant. They came with everything, you all. And they barged in and reportedly seized all of Teresa's jewelry, except for her wedding band. Now, As far as we know, this is all of her jewelry. Because what if she had a few things frozen in the ice, in the ice trays? I don't know how you store your jewelry or what you do with your jewelry, but I watch a lot of TV and I see that there's some people, like there's some women who have their immediate stuff they wear all the time right there on their vanity. And then there's some women who are sneaky and they drop things down their socks and fold the jewelry up like that. You know what I mean? And then there are other people who freeze stuff in the freezer. I mean, all I know is that they took all the jewelry except for her wedding set. And the question is, why didn't they take that? Maybe it was zirconia? I am just saying, like, for a lot of people, their wedding set is like their most valuable monetarily set. So if they didn't take the wedding set, then what does that mean about the set? In the meantime, they also found a large amount of cash stored in the house. I know which room, I won't say where. Just in case that's what you do, I don't want the feds to be on to you. But the saddest part is that they took all the kids' Christmas gifts. Yeah. And the girls, I mean, the youngest one, it's not nice, but it's fair. She should have set up the payment plan. She and Joe shouldn't have been up to their caper to begin with, okay? But they took everything, and it's very sad. She has 17 days before she goes away to prison, and they've come in and seized everything. From what I've been told, allegedly, only the oldest, Gia, who's 13, knows that her mom is going to jail. The other girls know nothing. I think that at this particular point, Teresa and Joe were supposed to have some sort of conversation with the girls. This is not 1975 when your mom goes to jail, there's no internet. This is 2015, might as well say, at this point. And even if they want to protect, even this youngest little goober right here, I forgot her name, but all the girls are so cute. Even if they want to protect the youngest, who's like 5 years old. In 5 years old, you're in kindergarten, first grade. Even if the other kids in the class aren't talking, the moms in the pickup line are talking. And the kids, even when you're 5, you overhear your mom talking to her friend about stuff. And then the teachers, school teachers these days are like young girls. When you're teaching first and kindergarten, you're like 22, 25 years old. You're watching The Housewives, and it's only natural for you between your teacher break in the teacher's room. Remember how it used to be such a big deal when you'd be able to get a glimpse into the teacher's room? Like it'd be like a big deal. And all my schooling in Ocean Township, New Jersey, you were allowed to smoke. The teachers were allowed to smoke in the teacher's room. And when that teacher's room door would open and you'd look in there and you say, oh my gosh, Mrs. Fenelon smokes cigarettes? Right? Like that. Anyway, but the teachers and the authorities and the other parents talk, and I think that there's a way that Teresa and Joe could have wrangled the troops and had a conversation with their daughters, age appropriate. You talk differently to the 13-year-old than you do to the 5-year-old. But it's very, very sad. And it's horrible that they went in and took all of her jewelry and everything, but she should have set up payment plans. It would have been a lot easier. At least when you come out of the closet and you're forthright, once the government busts you and you set up your payment plans, I don't care whether it's for $10 a week. Many people know, the country is still in a bad economic way. Whether it's $10 a week or $50 a paycheck, do you understand what I'm saying? She could have set something up. She could have set something up so the feds didn't have to move in their gangster style and embarrass the neighborhood and embarrass the Judy's house and most of all, embarrass the daughters. I'm sorry to hear about what's happening, Teresa, but you brought this on yourself. And I had no idea I had so much in common with Angelina and Brad. Oh. I know. Whoa. Well, Angelina and Brad have a surprising way of keeping tabs on their 6 kids, which me and my husband have talked about for 2015. We already have something in place, but we want to zhuzh it up. Don't tell the boy, he's still in school. But like me, Angelina is not very tech savvy. I was shocked. Heck, I was shocked yesterday when Donald Trump was here and said that he's not a big emailer, sender, or receiver. I was shocked. I thought I was the only one who'd never, anyway. So Brad and Angelina have hired a security team to monitor what their kids are doing on the internet. You know why? Well, you know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because they are not as savvy as their kids. And if you have children, you know that by 8 years old, they can dance circles around your internet savviness. You know, unless you, as the parent, have all day to sit there and figure out all that Google schmoogle, of which I don't. You know, I mean, we keep tabs, and I know how to do a little something, something, and my husband knows how to do more than me, but we've decided that for the new year, the best investment is to get somebody who, that's all you do, and report back to us. And we wanna know. Right? I mean, I figure it's worth it because even if you don't have a bad kid, you have bad people looking at your good kid. And there's stories I could tell you, but I don't want to go into them. But let me just say, you know, we all have reason to be curious about what our kids do, and not just because you might think your kid's a bad kid, because our kids are good. Our kids are good kids. Yeah. It's those other kids and their parents that are bad, right? Anyway, I was kind of shocked to find that out there, that Ange and Brad aren't really as tech savvy as many of you, you know? It makes me feel good about being tech-ig, Norange. I think sometimes you capture lightning in a bottle once in life. And then once that lightning is over, you can't capture it again. Simon Cowell, I'm speaking of you. I love him. I think he's handsome. I love a jerk. No, I love like a, you know, a jerky type of, you know it all. Like, clap if you love a jerk. You know, they're not easy to put up with, they're not easy to live with, but they make you laugh in their jerkiness, and they're so assured of themselves, their confidence almost washes off on you, and they're just, a jerk is real entertaining to me. And so I mean that in the best way. I love Simon, you know, he's been on our show a few times, but it's been a year since X Factor was canceled here in our country, and Simon moved back to England, where he has never really been heard of here again, other than getting with that married woman of his best friend and having that baby. And so that was a scandalous hearing. That wasn't a hearing of, you know, judging in something good. So now he's over there and he's still doing, what's he doing over there? X Factor still? Mm-hmm. X Factor UK, it's still doing very well, correct? Mm-hmm. You're gonna be at the party?
Yes.
Turned down for what? Okay. It's fun here at Wendy. Yeah. Anyway. Anyway, I say all this to say, you know, he's back where he's from. He's back in England, where he's a huge star. He's still making oogobs of money. The man is a billionaire. X Factor over there is doing very well. He's signing autographs and the whole bit. Over here in our country, we've moved on. You know, X Factor is now canceled. The Voice is now the main show. Jen is about to get back on American Idol, and they're about to do that. You know, we have an attention span of 30 seconds here. So while we remember Simon, I think that we've kind of forgotten what he originally introduced us to, which was that jerky judge personality that we fell in love with, you see. Now, networks here reportedly are offering him millions to come back over to the US and do, well, clap it like you mean it. If you mean it. See, I think a lot of them just clap because they want it to be seen on TV. I mean, my personal opinion is that I think that Simon is terrific. He's a wonderful conversationalist. I like him very much. He's easy on the eyes. You always have to say something nice before you say something bad, right? Okay, so that's the rule of talking about people. But what I have to say is I think that the era of Simon could be over here in this country. I think that there's so many people who... I think there's so many people on TV now who are Simon-esque, and I'm not talking about us, because, you know, we're an original, but I'm talking about, you know, other people who've come along and, you know, they just kind of, you know, say it like they mean it, and all of a sudden Simon is no longer special. He's no longer the one who's breaking hearts and making people cry and talking out of the side of his cheek. So we've replaced him with a whole plethora of Simon copycats who seem to be fitting the bill, and now we no longer need the original Simon. My thought is, like, I don't want to see him on The Voice. I think you like The Voice the way you see The Voice. And do you want to, all right, this is very, very important. Would you like to see Simon, only clap if you would like to see him back on American Idol? Oh, okay. Well, maybe there's a chance. What about, oh, well, I had no idea. I thought you guys would say, you're over it. But okay. Simon and Jennifer, and who else would be there? Harry Connick and Keith Urban. Well, one of those two men have to go.
Keep Harry Connick.
Clap, who goes? Keith Urban? Clap. Who goes? Harry Connick? Okay, Keith, you're officially off American Idol. We're gonna bring Simon back, and it's gonna be Jennifer Lopez and whatnot. I just, I like Simon, but I'm not so sure. I'm like 50-50. Anyway, you know that rapper Bobby Shmurda? Yeah. The easiest dance to do. Like, I've got 2 left feet and 5 arms, but even I can, do. Easy. Best dance ever, because the shmoney dance is easy to do. We play it. Hey, Boof, when we go to commercial, can you play shmoney dance? Okay, perfect. In the meantime, the young man is only 20 years old and he's been arrested. In the worst way ever. Not just arrested, but he's been under surveillance for quite some time. The NYPD has been looking at him. You ask why? He was allegedly involved in a gang-related shooting and drug trafficking. Sometimes the transition from street life to legit life takes a moment. And anybody in here should understand that, if you're from street life and you're trying to get legit, sometimes the lines get blurred before you can make the full transition. Well, this guy, unfortunately, just the other night, he was on Jimmy Kimmel doing the shmoney dance, had America doing it. And it's just a shame that this all happened. Apparently, the cops ran up in the studio while he was doing studio time inventing new music. And they took him away like like chain style. Like they took him away. And now the holidays are here, and I think the judges are probably all in Bora Bora. Or so, look, you know how like if you get arrested on a Friday, you're in jail all weekend? Because the judges are busy doing their thing. Like, it's not hot to be arrested on a Friday. So my thought is, it's not hot to be arrested during Christmas holiday. So, young Bobby might be in jail through like January 5th, which is a Monday. Well, you gotta figure if the 1st is on a Wednesday, like in the middle of the week or something like that, judges are still away in Bali, right? Nobody's trying to hear what a young 20-year-old rapper named Bobby Shmurda, which rhymes with murder, has to say until they get back from vacation, unpack their clothes, and get their kids back in school. Oh, Bobby Shmurda. We will salute you during the commercial break. Right, audience?